Okay, welcome to the 10 doula bag tips class. Now, who's this class for? This class is for doulas and non-doulas. I am making this class as kind of like an introductory to doula work. So if you're not in a doula yet, this is a great class to take because you can get an idea of what we do as a doula. And then if you're already a doula, you get some ideas for your doula bag. So I think it's a great idea for a class. So I'm going to share my screen. It'll probably say Zoom on it to begin with, but then we're going to move over to my presentation. And I'm just going to make sure that's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. I just got to make sure everything's working. Anyway, so I'm going to start presenting my little video here. So, and this is 10 tips for doula bag for doula wannabes or if you're already a doula. So maybe you are curious about doulas, so we're going to talk a little bit about what doulas do too. Next page. So what is a doula anyway? A doula is a woman experienced in childbirth who provides continuous physical, emotional, and informational support to the mother before, during, or just after childbirth. Klaus, Kennel, and Klaus. And there's another quote by Enya May Gaskin. There's no other organ quite like the uterus. If men had such an organ, they would brag about it. So should we. So next slide. So our first tip, sorry about this. I'm sorry, I got a slight cold I'm trying to get over. Anyway, so tip number 1 for your doula bag. As a birth doula, I offer continuous labor support. One of my top things I offer is affirmation cards. So these are usually fun and easy to make, customizable for your client wishes, and you can grab some at a birth shop too at catholicdoula.com. So the affirmation cards, I have made some that are Catholic specific, that have like little Marian pictures or Jesus on them or things like that. But you can also make affirmation cards that are more general, not as specific, for mothers. So I would suggest, who's your client that you usually serve? Let's say maybe you serve single mothers or something like that. Anyway, just kind of make the affirmation cards specific to your audience. So maybe you're working with young mothers and they like just kind of hippie kind of stuff, just kind of think of what kind of affirmations they might like to see on their cards. Or you could just make maybe 2 or 3 different styles, and you could just choose which ones you use each time you have a client. So for me, I have a Catholic version and a Christian version. Sorry. Now, doula bag tip number 2. My favorite tool for doula work is the Mexican rebozo shawl. It can be used in so many ways that it may be here for more than one bag reason. My first reason for using this rebozo is it can be helped with a hip squeeze, and it also helps with in this picture she's all actually doing the I think this is more like the belly wrapping kind of thing where you wrap the belly. Anyway, but it doesn't really matter which way you use the rebozo. It's a great way to relieve pressure during labor. It helps to support the mother's belly, like in this picture. So it's a great thing, and if mamas are watching this and they're interested in maybe our childbirth classes online, we also teach the rebozo in the St. Zile childbirth class. And we also offer rebozo workshops. So if you're interested in rebozo and want to learn more about that as a doula or a mother-to-be, let me know. So this is one of my favorite tools. And a rebozo is a Mexican shawl. And usually they look a lot like that picture, and they have different colors, and they have different links too. So if you're looking for a shawl, I have an affiliate code with on my rebozo. So if you want to get like a good discount on rebozo, let me know as well. And I'll send you a link in the PDF. I'm making a little PDF to kind of go with the presentation. So doula bag tip number 3. So this tip is, don't forget the dad. Every birth is important. We should always include dad in the birthing process. He doesn't like seeing his wife in pain. Men have to fix things. Give him a chance to help. We teach you how to help him too in our classes. And during postpartum time, dads need to be included as well. And we teach you how to help dads in our postpartum doula course. So these are just some ideas on but including a dad could be as simple as maybe you could make a little list that you would help get the dad involved in the birth. For instance, if you're working with dad and he's in a birth with you, you could make a little list of things like maybe he could help with the hip squeeze, or he could help with giving the mother affirmations, things like that. So you kind of write, maybe you'll make a little list of things that he could do during the birth. Or if you're postpartum doula, maybe make a little dad things to do list. So these are some ideas for that. And we'll probably do is give you some ideas in the PDF that we're going to send you. So bag tip number 4. So this bag tip is keeping a mother's calm during labor. So Seeds for Calm is part of my comfort and birthing method, and I have a book called that. So we first turn to Christ for staying calm. Explain that more in the doula classes. It's kind of like Christ, allowing Christ to come in and letting go, and in for mothering kind of thing. So I kind of take the calm word and make it into an acronym. Also, we create lower lights during environment during birth. And this can kind of help mothers be more calm, because if they're having a lot of bright lights in the room, that it's hard to concentrate. When mom is calmer during birth, she could go better and faster. So if you want to read more about the Comfort of Birth Method book, that's in our birth doula class, and you can also buy it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So and you look for the 3rd edition, because that's the newest one. And giving your mother a sacred space for her birth is also important. So just kind of making that space more calming to the mother, maybe having a picture that she likes to look at during the labor is another thing you could do. So that'd be something like a picture you could bring with you into your bag. So next one. So next tip, a doula bag tip, is massage. So massage techniques are fun to do on mama during labor or postpartum. Simply light massage can help mother relax, or using rebozo covering mother and massaging her can work. And you can also use a massage tool. So there's different styles of massage tool. I don't really have an example one. I prefer to kind of use a rebozo as my technique. This isn't exactly rebozo, but it's kind of like what I would put over a mother. This little it's almost like rebozo. So I just put something over the mother and lay her down, and then I would kind of just lightly massage her with the covering over her, and that would just kind of give her that sense of calm during labor or postpartum, and if she could enjoy that. Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay, let's go the right way. So doula bag tip number 6 is ask for sleep and ask for support. So mamas need to help get good rest and sleep, especially after they've had a baby. So this is really more of a postpartum tip, but pregnant moms need sleep too, right? So we also teach the postpartum course about getting yourself a good support team of friends and family members to help out. And you can learn more about this in our Catholic postpartum course. But one idea is just, if she already has some friends that you know about that want to help, then you could just make another list for that support that she would like to have after her baby's born. So you might want to start making a little list of people that can help out. Also, like maybe if you're at a birth and she needs to take some time to sleep, then you might want to take a book with you to read or something like that, just so you have something to occupy yourself if she's taking a nap during labor. And I've had that happen before. And it's not like a mother can't sleep during labor. Sometimes they do. So bag tip number 7. So this is for relaxation. Another part of our Smart Mother model and Comfort and Birth method. So relaxation techniques can be simple as breathing exercises for mothers, meditation, or prayer. R also stands for rest for postpartum. Mothers need to do less during postpartum and make it a postpartum plan. So we do teach a little bit more about postpartum plan in our postpartum doula course and through my book, A Catholic Postpartum. But you can always just make your own simple plan if you just want to sit down with a mother and ask her questions. And as far as relaxation during birth and labor, breathing techniques, there's different kinds of breathing techniques online. But I think one of the ones I have found is just bringing in your breath and holding it for a few seconds and then letting it out, and just kind of just doing that several times can help the mother relax and just concentrate a little bit more on that time of labor. And it's a good idea for her to practice breathing beforehand if she can. And we'll see what we can find as far as breathing techniques goes in our little PDF handout. Okay, doula bag tip number 8. Using aromatherapy, diffusing oils, essential oils of the air during birth is a safe way to have aromatherapies in the air. And aromatherapy can help mother with our relaxation. For postpartum, mother also may like oils diffused too. So there's various essential oils that are safe for pregnancy and postpartum. Lavender is one oil that I know for sure is great for relaxation, and it's safe to use for pregnancy and postpartum. And if you want a little mini aromatherapy class, I'm probably going to do another one of these kind of little mini classes about aromatherapy and essential oils for doulas or mothers-to-be. So anyway, those are some ideas there. Let's go on. And also, the reason we say it's safer to use in the air is because I don't want any doula to accidentally burn a mother. And some of these essential oils are not as therapeutic grade, and you have to be careful which kind you're buying. I am not a brand specific person. I don't do the MLMs. I am pretty much just, if you could find something that's organic or naturally grown, and use those. I do like using Simply Earth essential oils because they are not an MLM. They're just a box company where you can get a box every month if you want, or you can just buy the oils from them. So that's one place I do recommend getting essential oils at. But, you know, if you're a doTERRA, if you're Young Living, or whatever you are, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I think essential oils are great. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, music. Our doula bag tip number 9 is music. So making sure a mother has her favorite music or a way to listen during labor is a great way to have, you know, some music. Maybe she has an iPod or something she wants to listen to. I was old-fashioned. I had a CD player when I was having one of my children at a hospital. We had a CD, and I put my favorite Indian music on. And I really remember having my baby to May It Be. I think it was playing near or around the time when he was being born. So that's just one of my favorite songs. So, and also you could have relaxing music for the mother during her postpartum time, maybe some lullabies that she might want to play for her baby at the home, you know, things like that. So this would be like, make a list of music that the mother likes. Make sure she has some kind of music that she can listen to during birth or postpartum. And this is a great doula bag tip. So number 10, I have kind of combined a few ideas in number 10. So honey sticks, fans, and anything to keep mommy happy. Postpartum meals for postpartum mamas. So mamas in childbirth need to keep cool. They get hot during labor. So having a fan on and just helping you keep cool during labor is a good idea. I remember one of my births, it was winter, and most of my children were born in the summer, but in the wintertime I get cold. So I had this turtleneck top on when I was laboring. I actually got to let me keep my clothes on for that labor. And so I wore this turtleneck top, and I got so hot I wanted to rip it off when I was done. I was like, man, why did I pick this top to wear? I don't know what I was thinking. I got really hot, and but I just remember it being very hot during the labor because of the turtleneck top. So, and I even have the picture of me holding my newborn with the turtleneck top on. Okay, but anyway, so this is kind of like two tips in one in a way. So the other tip is having meals available for mothers after birth. They they need to have something to eat. So I remember my first one of my postpartum meals. I think it was the same one where I got hot with a turtleneck on. I had the baby so late in the afternoon that it was, by the time I wanted to get something to eat, they were already closed. It was already after 5. And I think I had the baby like 4:45 or 4:48, something like that. So by the time, we had a chance to actually order food or anything, it was like everything had already been closed down after 5. And so all my husband could find me was some cold sandwiches. It was not my favorite meal after birth. I was just like, what? I think I had a better meal the next day, but I was just like, okay, really? Okay. Anyway, so I suggest to moms, if you're in labor and you haven't had your baby by 4 or by 5 o'clock and they're asking you about a meal at 4, go ahead and have them bring you a meal. Even if it's cold, because you can always warm it up and probably in a microwave, but I'm just like, having no meal, it just was not really that good. And so postpartum mothers need to have protein. They need to have some good meals afterwards. And you could probably just start like a postpartum meal calendar for a mother if you're a doula and you're a postpartum doula. So those are some just ideas on how to get the mother started on getting her some meals. So I think I also have another bonus thing. So bonus tip. So this is kind of way to show appreciation to your mothers or your clients after you've had a client. So mamas love to be pampered. Making any homemade or thoughtful gift is a true way to show your appreciation to mamas. From herbs to a journal, think of one thing you could give to a mama client for hiring you as a doula. So if you're already a doula, and this is kind of like the opposite of them, you don't really put this in your bag, you're going to give it to your mother. I think a journal is a fun thing to give the mothers because they don't always have time to think about writing things down. So if you give them a little journal, then they might have time to write and then go back and write about their birth story or things like that. Herbs are also good, like maybe making milk tea or something like that. Just something that would help them with after pregnancy, after having their baby, like a postpartum thing. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our birth doula course. If you are not a doula yet and you're thinking about Catholic doula program, what's in our class? What do we offer? So the PDF files of your PowerPoint courses. So we're going to have 7 files for that, and maybe 8 or 9. I keep on adding, and I have like some of my classes have 2 parts in them, but it's 7 modules. So if you get 7 modules, and some of those modules might be over more than one PowerPoint slide. Self-paced class. So we have 2 different kinds of classes. We have self-paced and fast track. So first, I want to talk about self-paced. So self-paced, you could request previous recorded videos if you need them. I will usually have to email those to you if you're in the Google Classroom. I have 2 different kind of classrooms. If you're in the Think of It platform, I'm adding videos to that. There are some videos up there already. But I may be redoing a little bit of that class because I just came out with a new edition of my book. But for right now, it's what we have up there is some videos. The fast track students, on the other hand, will get the 6 to 7 Zoom calls with me in person. And usually those calls are 2 40-minute sessions. So we go over quite a bit of materials in each of those. And then we go away some assignments and discussions. So you don't have to do everything that the self-paced people do. So if you're going to get a little bit less work to do with the fast track. And for the fast track people that are, let's just put it this way, the ones that are paying me in full or whatever, that are not on a scholarship particularly, I will give you an extra Zoom call with me. Scholarship people, I'll consider it on a case-by-case basis. But the ones that are just like regular students, I give 1 Zoom call privately with me as well with that fast track class. So you can, like, maybe during the 6 to 7 weeks, you need some extra questions answered and you don't have time to do it through the class, and I can do 1 extra call with you. It could either be Zoom or it could be a phone call, and I'm okay with either one, okay? It just it's one kind of like a one extra thing. Plus, I'm more available for like answer questions. So I usually answer questions anyway for either style class. Just you can email me usually as while you're a student. So evidence-based classes. So our classes are evidence-based, and I'm using mostly my new book, The Comfort and Birth Method, and there's a third edition, and it's usually included in the price. However, the price structure is slightly different for people. So like if you're paying in full, I don't charge any extra fees. I waive all the little extra fees that you would have for payments and things like that. And if you're on a payment plan, then I include like the fees that I get from like PayPal or Square or whatever. So you're gonna pay a little extra fees on a payment plan. But if you pay in full, I just waive the fees. I've been starting to do that just to kind of give people incentive to maybe pay in full a little more often. But I'm okay with payment plans, and I would love to have you as a payment plan student as well. And usually I'll do $100 a month kind of thing, but if somebody needs like $50 every other week, then it's going to be an auto pay kind of thing for me. It's just easier to keep up with. And anyway, so that's just kind of how payment plans might work if you're interested. And ongoing mentorship with doula circles after you graduate. So we're starting to do doula circles more. I'm starting to do them again this year. In June, we're going to have meetup. And so the doula circles are going to be just something I might do 6 or 7 times a year. It just depends on how my schedule is. I can't guarantee it every month, but it's going to be 6 or 7 times a year. So kind of every other month we'll do a doula circle, and students are free. So if you're a doula student at Catholic Doula Program, then you get in for free. After you graduate or, other things like that, you can either offer a donation, or I might just set up some kind of payment thing where you can just pay up for a whole year for that doula circle membership or something like that. So, and kind of probably pair the doula circles with a birth academy at some point. So, like if you join the birth academy, then the doula circles are free too. So, things like that. I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to add more mentoring and stuff for y'all. So, if y'all are interested in learning more about that, let me know. If anybody's already a doula and they just want mentoring now, let me know. So this is what's in the birth doula class. We have these components, and we also include like the 7 gifts of the Holy Ghost in the Catholic version of my class. And I do have a Comfort and Birth Method class that I could do separate that's not Catholic. So if somebody's not Catholic and you don't want the Catholic aspects in there, I can do a Comfort and Birth Method course if somebody's non-Catholic, for instance. Okay, now we're going to talk about the Catholic postpartum class. So it's basically kind of the same setup, but on the postpartum class, I decided to make a one long Smart Mother model PDF. So I decided to make the course into one long PDF instead of 7 separate files. I had just recently updated it, and one of my students wanted it on a paper version. And now the paper version is helping me get a Spanish version. So this class, we actually have a Spanish version of postpartum. I don't have a Spanish version of the birth yet, maybe in the future. But so for the Catholic postpartum, we are working or getting a Spanish version of that class. So if you're interested in the Spanish version, I can send that to students if they want. And so the books, we still require books to purchase with the postpartum class. So Hang O's First 40 Days and Boost Your Breast Milk are the required books to purchase. And actually both classes do require book reviews. So the birth doula class over here requires book reviews, and this one. So self-paced class. So we have a self-paced class again, but we only have a Google Classroom for the Catholic postpartum. So that means you're going to have a Gmail address. And you can request previous videos as well with the postpartum. And the fast track again receives 67 Zoom class calls and some assignments waived, just like the birth doula class. And then we have evidence-based Catholic postpartum book included in the price. if you are paying in full. I should have put that on there, but if you're paying a payment plan, it's hard for me to send out extra bucks unless you want to just add in a $15 or $20 extra, something around that. So if you can pay a little extra for the book, then that's fine. I'll go ahead and add it. So that's including the price of the pay in full people. And of course, the ongoing mentorship with the doula circles again. So basically, we're doing a lot of the same things, and the payment plans are just basically saying where you can pay a certain amount of money down, and then a monthly fee, or if you want to auto pay something a shorter rate, like if somebody wants $50 every other month, then let me know and I can set up on auto pay. So it's basically the same thing. We will take different payment things. And if you want to know the prices, go to catholicdoula.com, or I'll put it in the PDF. So I don't want to get really into prices that much right now. Maybe I'll put something at the end. But anyway, right now let's keep going. So I wanted to share a couple of testimonials from students. So we have other students who have gone through our classes. Someone asked me how many students have gone through my class. I really don't know. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to keep up with numbers because I've moved several times and the classroom has moved a few times. So we're pretty much going to stay in Google. I had been using Elodemity for quite a few years, and then they went out of business. I was so disappointed, and they shut everything down, and they didn't even tell me. So I had to go figure out. I had to find my students because I was like, oh no. It was terrible because it was not something you would anticipate. That's why I want to use something like Google or Thinkific and some places that are more likely not going to go out of business. For some reason, it was a foreign program. So I don't know how many students I've trained. I've probably trained at least 100 is my guess. And then we have 37 people in the birth doula classroom right now. And that's just in Google. I have a few people only in Thinkific that can only do Thinkific. And then we have some people in the postpartum doula class. So I know I probably have 50 or more students right now just training. So I hope that helps you feel a bit more comfortable. It's just hard for me to keep up on numbers because of life. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to read the testimonials. Julie's very patient and kind. She always took the time to answer all my questions. I love that her program has spiritual components. I love learning the best way to be a Catholic postpartum doula. I learned so much. And that was AB. And this is another person. I signed up for birth doula course after being at Donna.org, and I was amazed at how much more information was in this course. I love the spiritual aspects, pro-life, gifts of the Holy Ghost, come from birth book, and more. SJ. So these are just some people that really love their course, and they wanted to share their testimonials. So there's one other little class I wanted to tell y'all about, and it's the Doula Money Business class. So it's based on my book, Doing Business the Doula Way. In fact, you get the PDF version of the Doing Business the Doula Way with the course. So the course gives you learning how to plan your dream business, planning the business, and you follow exercises in the modules. You learn about marketing and doula business. It's not just about social media. It's learning about other ideas to help launch your business. Learning about paperwork, insurance, and more. And how to dress the part, how to be dressed, right for doing different things. And there's a lot of stuff about designing your website, things like that. So there's a whole bunch of information in our course. And right now it's only $77. I really would love to have somebody sign up for the class. And you can even get one free mentoring session. To me, the mentoring session alone is worth the price, okay? So yeah, one mentoring session with me. And so I think it's a great deal for just a mini business doula class. And this class will probably go up soon. So I'm just only offering this for a limited time. So you can go to doulamoney.com, doula/business or dash business, whatever that symbol is, and enroll, or just go to doulamoney.com and just click on the Doula Money Business link. So if you're interested in anything at the Catholic doula program, we have a birth doula page and a postpartum doula page. And most of the enrollment links are at the very bottom of the pages. I know you have to just kind of scroll down, or if you go to the month specials page, I've started making a month special page. So each month I have a May specials page, and it should be seen up near the top of the page. It depends on which browser you're using. My browser, you can find it there at the top. If you're using a different browser, it may be on one of the little sidebar menus. But anyway, I usually link the special page at the beginning. And so each month I have specials, and I usually have enrollment links in the specials section. So get $25 off your class with us. So you spent $25 on this doula bag tips course, and we want you to have $25 back. Now, I don't know what exactly codes I can use. I'm just new to Weebly, and I'm going to see if I can actually use the codes up there or not. So I'll let you know if I can actually put a particular code up there. So if you've taken this class, for right now, you can just email me and say, hey, I took your doula bag class. Can I get $25 off my next course? And yeah, I'll just give it to you. I'll make a separate little checkout link, and you'll get $25 off one of the classes. So and this is for a bigger course, okay? It's not for like a little mini class. But it's for anything is I'll just say anything 100 up and up. You can get $25 off that class. And it could be even one of my herbal classes as well. So if you're interested in an herb class, let me know. I'm making a new herbal class links, and that will be available soon too. So thank you for coming, and I hope you learned enough about like just other things to use for your doula bag. And again, I'm gonna make like a little PDF to kind of go with this, so you can have something you can download and just kind of look at instead of just having a presentation. And if you have any questions, let me know. My email address is catholicdoulaprogram@gmail.com. And, if you're a doula already, reach out to me. If you're not a doula and you want more information, I just want to make it easier for people to contact me. And I do have a calendar thing. So if you go, it's a Calendly, it's like calendly.com/doula Juliana, I think, or Juliana Doula. I don't remember exactly. But if you go to my website, catholicdoula.com, I have it linked on the front, and you can set up a time to just meet with me. It could be a Zoom call as well, or a phone call. And then we can just talk about my classes a little bit more and help me, guide you and see if you want to be a doula or not, if you're interested, or if you're interested in our childbirth classes. So anyway, so thank you for coming.